Beginchima, uyababona laba bantu beginchima. Istimela, 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 istimela. Uyababona laba bantu beginchima, beginchima, beginchima. Uyababona laba bantu beginchima. Kwangenathi nabo wathula umoya, kwangenathi nabo wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, kwangenathi nabo wathula umoya, kwangenathi nabo wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, kwangenathi nabo wathula umoya, kwangenathi nabo wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, kwangenathi nabo wathula umoya, kwangenisa umrano wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, walilizela wathula umoya, kwangenisa umoya, wathula
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. First of all, in the words of our Vice Chancellor, welcome to graduation. Good morning. All right, welcome to Makanda, but most importantly, welcome to Rhodes University, where leaders learn, as we're here to celebrate our beautiful graduates. I have some teeny tiny asks, right? Are we together? So I do know that we are in an era of e-content taking. We want to take all the pictures, all the videos, because we want to post, right? But I kindly ask that we refrain from flash photography, right? Because when you have your flash on, it disturbs the official photographing happening on stage. So if you could make sure that your flash is off before taking any video and pictures, then will be great. Secondly, let us please ensure that our cell phones are on silent or flight mode. Please locate your cell phone. Let's do it together. Please locate your cell phone. Just ensure that it's on silent. Ensure that your volume is up. You don't want to be playing a video, then now it makes noise for everyone. So please ensure those things are off. Your flash. Your phone is, I'm seeing a flash currently, please ensure those are off. Your flash, your volume is down and everything is on silent, right? Because now we do want to hear each and every name being called by who? The dean. Speaking of names, when the dean calls out the name of your graduate, right, we have literally a few seconds when the graduate walks from there to meet the chancellor. You have all the time in the world to go crazy, scream, and do everything you want to do. But I kindly ask that when your graduate moves from the chancellor to the registrar, we keep it mute so that the next person's name can also be heard and celebrated. Are we on board? We have a deal. We'll do that. And then if you look on the sides, we have doors there, 3 doors on each side. In case of an emergency, that's the door that will be... Sorry about that. Those are the doors that we'll use. And also, maybe please remain seated until the academic procession has left. So we're not going to leave the venue until everyone on stage, the academic procession, has left the venue. Please, may we respect that. And then lastly, there will be a celebration event at Great Hall, and it will start at 4:30. So they will be taking pictures with the Vice Chancellor, everyone you want to take pictures with, have some food, and just celebrate together. And then when the academic procession is ended, again, please, that's when we leave. And if there's a power outage, the generator will pick up. So please, let's be patient. It will be dark, so the generator will pick up for us. And then graduates, right? After kneeling before or shaking the chancellor's hand, proceed to the registrar, right? Please face the audience and look at the smiley face which will be straight ahead there. And then leave down the stairs and out the first door on your left, that door. Are we all together? I trust you have that. So ensure you smile so that your picture is nice. We're just going to wait for the academic processions to start, and when they do come in, I'll kindly ask that everyone who can stand to please stand, but I'll guide you when they've arrived, and then we all stand together and let them come in. Okay, may we please stand for the academic procession?
Gaudeamus igitur, juvenestum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur, juvenestum sumus. Pos iucundam juventutem, pos molestam senectutem, nos habebitus, nos habebitus. Ubi sunt qui ante nos, in mundo fuere, ubi sunt qui ante nos, in mundo fuere, vadite ad superos, transite ad inferos, ubiam fuere, ubiam fuere. Vivat academia, vivat professores, vivat academia, vivat professores, vivat membrum quaelibet, vivat membro quaelibet, semper sit in flore, semper sit in flore.
Hallalisa,
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 Jabuna
Jabuna
nabantu,
Izani Sipio,
Hallalisa,
Habelani,
Hallalisa,
Masipioze Kano, Sismulana Sikapano,
Masibiuse makawe, nani makawe kasi, nani makawe kasi. Sintima mkaga ndinize Afrika,
Sintiba Mkaga Ndinize Afrika,
wangena nina sachinja isizwe.
Angena Nina Yasuka Ikati Eziko, Ziko.
Sintima mkaga ndinize Afrika, bokgoni ba rona.
Ke maduo a rona.
Voce magna cantate fam laud antes. Ditiro tsa rona. Ori dumele ma Africa. Sia jabula.
Sia zikenya.
Sia jabula.
Sia zikenya.
Ozani si hubi ngoma. Sia halani sama Africa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I constitute this a congregation of Rhodes University. Please be seated.
Ifikile.
Ifikile imini emnandi.
Kilitsatsi.
Kilitsatsi la rona la matalo. Itangela, happy birthday to you. Ifikile imini emnandi. Kilitsatsi la rona la matalo. Itangela, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Khadebe, on behalf of the university community and everyone present here, I offer our heartfelt congratulations to you on this special day in your life. We are supremely privileged to share this day with you. Thank you for the inspiring example of humility, of integrity, and of selfless service to our nation and humankind. May you be blessed with many years of good health, much joy, and fulfillment. Happy birthday, Pungan. The Chancellor, the Honorable Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, the Chairperson of the Rhodes University Council, Judge Gerald Bloom, and other members of our council, President of Convocation, Mr. Sam Ngadi, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation, and Strategic Partnerships, Deans and Deputy Deans, Interim Registrar, Professor Lynette Lowe, heads of academic departments and directors of administrative divisions, academic and support staff colleagues, President and other members of the Student Representative Council, proud parents, guardians, honored guests, and most of all, our graduates. On behalf of our Chancellor, the University Council, and the entire Rhodes University community, it is my singular pleasure and honor to extend a warm welcome to each one of you to the fifth of our 6 2026 autumn graduation ceremonies. We are deeply honored that you have joined us on this auspicious occasion. to formally acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate the outstanding achievements and successes of our students. We are especially privileged to welcome our Chancellor, who, despite the considerable demands of his national responsibilities, has graciously made the time to join us in this celebration of the accomplishments of our students. His presence lends dignity and gravitas to this important occasion and affirms the significance of the achievements we celebrate today. To our graduates, we offer our warm and heartfelt congratulations to each one of you on reaching this significant milestone in your academic journey. We join you, your families and loved ones, in celebrating the culmination of your dedication, perseverance, and academic excellence. We pay special tribute to those among you who are the first in your families to obtain a university degree. This remarkable accomplishment represents not only a personal triumph, but also a moment of profound pride and inspiration for you, all those who have supported you, and your communities. Their encouragement and support have played an essential role in your success. A special shout out goes to our local Makanda graduates, especially those who have benefited from the university's initiatives aimed at strengthening teaching and learning in our local public schools. It is a source of immense pride that 124 of our graduating students gained access to Rhodes University through this initiative, which is implemented in partnership with the award-winning Gardner Matric School. 52 of these local graduates will receive a postgraduate qualification. The success of these students stands as a compelling testament that talent, potential, and intellectual capability are neither predetermined nor constrained by socioeconomic circumstances or one's place of origin. Above all, the success of some of these graduates serves as a powerful reminder that everyone deserves the opportunity for a second chance. We all need a second chance in life. Circumstances, mistakes, and unforeseen challenges are an inherent part of the human experience, and they do not define a person's full potential nor the future trajectory of that person. When afforded meaningful opportunities and support, young people consistently demonstrate remarkable resilience, determination, and the capacity to excel. The true measure of an individual's character, personal strength, and moral courage lies in their capacity to rise, recover, and forge ahead with renewed purpose and strengthened resolve. We also extend a special acknowledgement to all current and former members of the Student Representative Council who are graduating this year. Across the 6 graduation ceremonies, 16 of these student leaders will be conferred with their qualifications. 8 of them will receive postgraduate qualifications. I'm proud to say that at Rhodes University, student leaders distinguish themselves not only through their dedicated service to the student body, but also through their academic commitment and success in completing their studies. As we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates, we take a moment to pause in order to honor and remember those of their friends and classmates who sadly passed away during the course of their studies and whose graduation this would have been. Though absent in person, they remain ever present in our thoughts and in our collective memory, and their lives and contributions will continue to be cherished. Their names are indelibly recorded in the official records of Rhodes University, where they will forever form part of our shared history. During the 2026 autumn graduation ceremonies, a total of 2,190 students will be conferred with degrees, postgraduate diplomas, and postgraduate certificates. Of this number, 1,340, or 61%, will receive undergraduate bachelor's degrees, while 850, or 39%, will be awarded postgraduate qualifications, diplomas, and certificates. Of the 850 postgraduate qualifications to be conferred, 783 graduates will receive postgraduate certificates, diplomas, and honors degrees. 53 will be awarded master's degrees, and 14 will attain the highest academic distinction of doctoral degrees. Each of these achievements represents a significant contribution to the creation and dissemination of knowledge, and we commend our graduates for their scholarly dedication. I should indicate that in addition to the autumn graduation ceremonies, the university hosts a dedicated graduation ceremony in October to honor recipients of master's and doctoral degrees. This exclusive and special occasion underscores the importance we attach to advanced scholarship and research excellence. As our Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnerships, Dr. Mzilikazi, often reminds our students, the pursuit of knowledge is a continuous journey, one that, in her words, finds its fullest expression upon the attainment of a doctoral degree and the donning of the distinguished red academic gown. The message is clear to those who are graduating this morning. Hashtag, don't stop till you don that red gown. "69% of the graduating students are female. Sithi malibongwe. Malibongwe. Igama lamakhosikazi. While 5% are international students. While we rightly celebrate the significant progress achieved in expanding access, strengthening support, and promoting academic success among female students, it remains equally important to ensure that male students do not experience feelings of alienation or disengagement, and are similarly supported to thrive within the academic environment. We extend our warmest and heartfelt congratulations to the 3 recipients of the university's highest honor, the honorary degree. They are Ms. Maureen Quinn, Ms. Leleti Kumalo, and this morning's recipient of our honorary degree, Advocate Vim Trengove, SC. Much will be said about him when the citation is read, but you'll never find an exciting legal mind, a truly humble servant of the legal profession who has contributed to the jurisprudence of this country in immense ways and was there at the certification of our Constitution than Advocate Vim Trengove. Their personal journeys marked by selfless sacrifice, steadfast conviction, and distinguished achievement across public life and diverse fields of human endeavor set them apart in exemplary ways. They embody the highest ideals of service and excellence, and stand as enduring sources of inspiration, individuals whose lives and accomplishments are worthy of both admiration and emulation. We also extend our heartfelt congratulations to all recipients of the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Awards across the various categories. Their exceptional contributions to the intellectual life and scholarly mission of our university are deeply appreciated. Dear graduates, a Rhodes University education is far more than the mere accumulation of facts and knowledge. It is a transformative intellectual and personal journey. It cultivates critical thinking, ethical awareness, intellectual curiosity, and a deep sense of social responsibility. It equips you not only with disciplinary expertise, but also with the capacity to question, to innovate, and to contribute meaningfully to society. Above all, it instills in you the values of integrity, resilience, and lifelong learning, qualities that will guide and sustain you well beyond your years at Rhodes University. The moment the Chancellor taps your head with the academic cap and declares, "I confer the degree," or shakes your hand and proclaims, "I award the diploma or certificate," you officially become a graduate of Rhodes University. Not just any graduate, a graduate of Rhodes University. The university where leaders learn. You carry forward not only the mark of academic achievement, but also the responsibility to embody and advance the values for which this university stands. This sets you apart from any other graduate and bestows upon you a unique set of expectations, responsibilities, and obligations to your family, to your society, and to humanity. You are called upon to live a life of service, to lead with purpose, and to contribute meaningfully to the world around you. The world you are stepping into is one of uncertainty and complexity, a world that needs leaders of courage, vision, and integrity. You are the light of the world. May you always shine ever so bright and illuminate the path of those around you. and may your lives and actions dispel the darkness of ignorance, despair, hopelessness, greed, corruption, selfishness, unchecked pride, self-centeredness, and indifference towards the poor, the vulnerable, and the marginalized. Lead with compassion. Uphold the values of honesty and justice, and use your knowledge to create meaningful change. Through your thoughtful acts of kindness and generosity, may you restore faith in the inherent goodness of humanity. And may you always be a source of encouragement, inspiring others to feel valued, hopeful, and confident in themselves, confident in their lives, and confident in their future. Above all, be true and dedicated advocates of justice, peace, human solidarity, and the common good. This morning, we proudly send you out as well-educated graduates of Rhodes University, equipped with the knowledge, skills, and competencies necessary to make a meaningful and positive impact on the world. So step forward with confidence, knowing that you possess the power to shape a brighter and more just future. At the conclusion of this ceremony, when you are reunited with your loved ones, take a moment to embrace them warmly and express your gratitude and appreciation by whispering these words: "Thank you for everything you have done for me." Photo First has offered a special graduation gift to every graduating student. They are providing a free hooding photo to every graduate. The digital image can be downloaded from their website. Please scan the QR code on the posters around the monument. We offer our very best wishes for your continued success, happiness, and fulfillment in the years ahead, and trust that your future endeavors will be both rewarding and impactful. To all of you, Alf, Alf, Alf Mabruk. 1,000 congratulations. Asante sana, Nkosi, ngiyabonga, ngiyalibuka, ndolibuka, vielen Danken, ngiyathokoza, webale nyo, muito obrigado, inkom, natenda, shukran, zikomo kwambiri, merci beaucoup, tante grazie, baie danke, bolshoe spasibo. Thank you very much.
Kusemseni kati
Mr. Chancellor, it is my singular honor to present to this congregation a man whose life and work have helped to write the moral constitution of a nation. There are lawyers who practice law, and there are lawyers who shape it. There are advocates who argue for their clients, and there are advocates who, in arguing for their clients, argue for us all. Wim Trengrove SC belongs unambiguously to the second category of both. Over the course of a career spanning more than 50 years, he has stood in the courts of this country and made arguments that have altered the lives of millions of South Africans, many of whom will never know his name. Wim was born on the 27th of October 1949, the son of a liberal Afrikaans-speaking family in Pretoria. His father, J.J. Trengrove, was an advocate who would later become a judge of the Supreme Court of South Africa. It is tempting, and not entirely wrong, to imagine that some of the son's vocation was seeded in his father's chamber. But the path was not straightforward for young Trengrove, who initially aspired to be a civil engineer and completed his conscripted service in the South African Defence Force before turning to the law. He graduated from the University of Pretoria with a BCom LLB cum laude, a result that announced the arrival of a formidable legal mind. What distinguished young Trengrove was not merely intellectual ability, but moral sight. He grew up in Pretoria that was, in his very own words, very Afrikaans and very white. A world in which apartheid was the unremarkable furniture of daily life. His parents, however, were liberals who maintained friendships across the colour line at a time when this was unusual and even dangerous. From them, he inherited the understanding that apartheid was not merely inconvenient or impractical, it was wrong. That understanding, formed in childhood, would guide every professional choice he made for the rest of his life. In 1975, Trengrove was admitted to the Johannesburg Society of Advocates and joined the Johannesburg Bar. He had intended to build a practice in commercial law. The bar, however, had other plans. Fairly quickly, he began accepting labor law briefs, and more significantly, briefs to defend anti-apartheid activists facing prosecution by the apartheid state. At a time when many members of the bar kept their distance from political trials, whether from ambition, from prudence, or from simple indifference, Trengrove chose to stand where the need was the greatest and the professional rewards the least. One of the notable occasions was his representation of families whose relatives were murdered in the Langa massacre, which occurred no less than 120 kilometers from where we sit today. This was not a trivial choice. The state of emergency of the 1980s meant defending political detainees held under sweeping security legislation, often in conditions that made access to clients difficult and the law itself a weapon of oppression. To defend such clients required not only legal skill, but a willingness to occupy territory that the state was actively trying to make uninhabitable. He occupied it steadily and without fanfare. In 1987, he took silk and served successive terms as chairman of the Johannesburg Bar Council and as chairman of the General Council of the Bar, positions that placed him at the center of the South African legal profession at a moment of historic transition. With the dawn of South Africa's constitutional democracy, Wim Trengrove moved from the periphery to the center of the nation's legal life. He became, in the post-apartheid period, one of the country's foremost constitutional advocates, and a record of his appearances in the Constitutional Court reads not merely as a professional biography, but as a map of the moral and legal evolution of a young democracy. He was there at the very beginning. He argued in the certification proceedings for the Constitution of the Republic, that extraordinary moment when the founding document of our new state had to be validated against the agreed-upon principles negotiated during transition. To have been present and to have argued at that threshold moment is an honor accorded to very few. It is the legal equivalent of being present at the laying of a cornerstone. From that foundation, the cases accumulated into a legacy that is almost without parallel in South African legal history. In S versus Makwanyane, he argued for the abolition of the death penalty, a case in which the Constitutional Court held that capital punishment violated the constitutional rights to life and to dignity, and which marked one of the most decisive human rights pronouncements in the history of the country. In Minister of Health versus Treatment Action campaign, he argued for the right of HIV-positive pregnant women and their newborn children to receive antiretroviral treatment, a case whose outcome is measured not in legal reports, but in lives saved, in the hundreds and thousands of children who were born and who lived because the court ruled as it did. In Hoffman versus South African Airways, he argued against discrimination based on HIV status and employment, advancing the principle that the dignity of every person is inviolable and that the law must protect the most vulnerable from the prejudices of the powerful. In Kylie versus CCMA, he argued for the labor rights of sex workers, making the uncomfortable but constitutionally necessary argument that the protection of the law does not depend on the moral approval of society. In Alex Core Limited versus Richtersveld Community, he argued for the restitution of land and mineral rights to a community dispossessed by the apartheid state. He described this as one of the most personally satisfying cases of his career. In his own words, he said that the case demonstrated the fantastic potential of the new constitution to actually bring justice to long-forgotten people. He appeared in National Coalition of Gay and Lesbian Equality versus Minister of Home Affairs, advancing equality before the law. He appeared in the Economic Freedom Fighters versus Speaker of the National Assembly, one of the most significant constitutional accountability cases of the post-apartheid period. He appeared in Corruption Watch versus President, defending the principle that the rule of law binds the highest office in the land. He represented mine workers in a class action against mining companies for silicosis contracted in the course of their labor, a case that resulted in a settlement of approximately $350 million, the largest in South Africa's legal history, for the men who had given their lungs to an industry and received nothing in return. It is difficult to look at this list and not feel a sense of awe, not merely at the volume of the consequential work, but at its consistency of direction. Case after case, decade after decade, Trengrove appears on the side of those whose dignity is at stake, those whose rights are contested, whose access to law is insecure. He has argued for the dispossessed and the dying, for the discriminated against and the condemned. This is not coincidence, it is character. Trengrove's commitment to the constitutional principles has also brought him into the center of South Africa's most controversial political dramas. He has represented former President Nelson Mandela. He was part of the prosecution of former President Jacob Zuma on charges of corruption, a role that required formidable legal skills and personal fortitude, given the political currents that surrounded that matter. When the National Prosecuting Authority controversially withdrew its charges against Zuma in 2008, and when former NDPP Vusi Pikoli was dismissed, Trengrove did not remain silent. Not only did he defend Pikoli, but he also publicly criticized both decisions in lectures delivered here at Rhodes University and at the University of Cape Town. What is striking about this arc is that it defies simple political categorization. This is a man who has appeared for presidents and against them, for the dispossessed and the powerful, as prosecutor and as defender. The constant is not political allegiance, but a legal and moral one, that the Constitution must be upheld, that accountability must be real, and that no office, however elevated, places its occupant beyond the reach of the law. Mr. Chancellor, this honorary doctorate does not come to a stranger. Wim Trengove has been an honorary professor of law at Rhodes University for 20 years, and he has used that relationship generously. He has lectured our LLB students, exposing them to the texture of constitutional argument as it is actually made, not in textbooks, but in the crucible of lived litigation. He has addressed our postgraduate community and our broader legal fraternity on matters of pressing constitutional concern. Each time he has come to Makanda, he has brought with him not only his formidable intellect, but his equally formidable commitment to the idea that law is a vocation and not a profession. It would be incomplete to speak only of the cases and not of the man's gift as an advocate. Those who have appeared opposite him or watch him argue speak of his almost forensic ability to disentangle the most complex matter and present it with an economy and clarity that makes the solution seem, in retrospect, obvious. He does not rely on rhetoric or theatrical flourish. His persuasion is of a different and rarer kind, the persuasion of a mind that has understood the problem more thoroughly than anyone else in the room, and that makes its understanding then available to the court in a quiet, authoritative confidence. His delivery is usually in three parts. His arguments are presented slowly, methodically, with the precision of a scalpel. And the impact is that of a sledgehammer on anyone who hears the response. It is no accident that his arguments are so frequently woven directly into the reasoning of the judgments that follow them. He does not merely win cases, he contributes to the law. Mr. Chancellor, Wim Trengrove's career spans the full extraordinary arc of South Africa's modern history. He began at the bar in the year of Portugal's withdrawal from Mozambique and Angola, when apartheid still seemed to many an immovable fact of life. He defended those who dared to challenge it, and he was present at the birth of the constitutional order that replaced it. And for the 3 decades since, he has stood guard over the order, arguing in its courts, defending its institutions, and speaking out, when necessary, in its defense from a public platform. He has not done this for acclaim. He has been driven, one senses, by the same moral clarity that led his liberal parents to maintain friendships across the colour line in Pretoria of the 1950s. By the simple, demanding conviction that injustice is simply injustice, that every human being has dignity, and that the law, at its best, is the means by which that dignity is protected and affirmed. In Wim Trengrove SC, we recognize a man who has lived constitutional values before they were formulated, and lived them as an advocate, constitutional pioneer, teacher, guardian of the rule of law, and at a scale and with a consistency that should humble and inspire us all. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws Honoris Causa on William Henry Trengrove.
The Chancellor, Justice Muyasili Madlanga. I have, of course, often appeared before you in a black gown in the Constitutional Court. But it is an extraordinary privilege to appear before you today in a red gown in this venerable institution. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Sizwe Mabizela. The Chair, Judge Blum, and members of the Rhodes University Council. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnerships, Dr. Kweli Mzilikazi. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Mabukang Wanapula Mapazela. The Acting Registrar, Professor Lynette Lowe. The Public Auditor, Professor Michelle Carles, who speaks so well. Professor Clive Plaskett, deans, academics, support staff, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and above all, a special word of welcome to the graduates, their families, and their friends. You are the true guests of honor here today. First and above all, thank you to Rhodes University for this extraordinary honor you confer on me today. I accept this honor with deep gratitude and humility. Thank you once again. But let me turn to my fellow graduates here today. What a glorious day it is for all of you. After all the hard work and sacrifice, here you are at the winning post. Congratulations. I have fond memories of Rhodes University. I came here every year for about 20 years to give a few lectures every time at the law school, mostly flowing from cases I had done. I have a particular memory of the first time I came here. I checked into my B&B and asked them whether I could get something to eat in the vicinity. They referred me to an establishment with which some of you might be acquainted, called the Rat and Parrot. I was very fortunate that evening because there was a very special event at the Rat and Parrot. It was a race by students who would race down those steep wooden steps in those little plastic kiddies' bikes. On their way down, they would invariably lose their balance, and then when they hit the bottom, slam into the bar council, and to the bar table. But all of this was made worthwhile by the raucous cheers of their adoring spectators. So my introduction to Rhodes was truly memorable. I could keep waxing nostalgic about my times here at Rhodes, but let's get to my message to you today. When I was wondering last week what to say to you today, my very dear friend Fink Haysom passed away. His death triggered a groundswell of tributes from his friends and admirers all over the world who bore witness to the remarkable man he had been. It struck me that the lesson from Fink's life that I wish to share with you today is how important it is when you leave here with your degrees in hand, that you go out into the world not only to make a living, but also to make a difference. Let me tell you how Fink made a difference, and then tell you how important it is that you should do the same. Fink was an anti-apartheid activist as a student and as a human rights lawyer. He wrote, agitated, and litigated in defense of the fundamental human rights of oppressed people. His activism often brought him into conflict with the apartheid government. They harassed him, detained him without trial, often in solitary confinement, again and again, and then placed him under house arrest to neutralize him. But none of these oppressive measures cowed or intimidated him. He continued to play an active role in the struggle against a profoundly unjust and repressive regime. When democracy came, President Mandela appointed Fink as his chief legal advisor and as personal confidant. In that capacity, he participated very actively in the negotiation and implementation of the Constitution. After President Mandela left office, Fink went on to serve as a peacemaker for the United Nations in various war-torn hotspots, including Afghanistan, Somalia, and South Sudan. When he died last week, the Secretary General of the United Nations paid tribute to Fink as, and I quote, a tireless peacemaker and steadfast champion of the values of the United Nations. So Fink did not merely make a living, he made a profound difference to the world around him in South Africa and beyond. Now you might ask why it would still be important for you today, not only to make a living, but also to make a difference. After all, apartheid has gone, and we now live in a democratic society founded on the rule of law and the protection of fundamental human rights. Can we not be left alone to make a good living, as good a living as we can, without the moral burden of having to make a difference as well? The answer is no. And let me tell you why not. There are two good reasons why it remains as important as ever for you not only to make a living, but to make a difference. The first is that the need for lawyers and scientists like you remain as important as ever. We live in a deeply unequal society in which millions of people live without basic amenities of life and a life of dignity. Those of us who have enjoyed the privilege of a superb education also have a moral duty to use our skills to make South Africa a better place for all who live in it. Second, the capacity of lawyers and scientists to make a difference is today infinitely greater than it has ever been before. I can attest to that opportunity in the field of law, where I practice. The opportunity for lawyers of conscience to make a difference is vastly greater today than it has ever been. We live in a society under a constitution and a vast body of laws which protect fundamental human rights. But those protections are, however, more apparent than real because they are not respected and enforced. That is where the lawyers of conscience come in. There are today an abundance of opportunities for lawyers like you to litigate for justice. And I'm sure that the same opportunities present themselves for the scientists amongst you. You can help to make our world a better place. Remember that science, like law, is not a neutral endeavor. It is one deeply embedded with human values as you choose the problems and the issues and the matters to which you apply your highly trained scientific minds. So, in closing, go out there with your new degrees in hand. Make a living, even a good living, but also make a difference. It is the right thing to do. And if you promise not to tell anybody, let me let you into a secret. and that is that making a difference can also be a lot of fun. There is nothing, for instance, more satisfying than to bring justice to vulnerable people by teaching their bullies lessons they will never forget. And it sometimes even gets better than that. I did a case in the 1980s for a student whom the security police had tortured in detention. The case attracted a lot of media interest. One of the reporters in the case was a woman called Estelle. Well, one thing led to another, and Estelle and I were married a year later. So it gives me great pleasure to tell you that Estelle is here with me today. Rhodes University, thank you once again. I am deeply grateful for the honor Rhodes has bestowed on me, and thank you for your time.
Mr. Chancellor, it is my honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Laws on the following candidates. Cielo Bongani Bunsunsu. Sibusiswe Hlile Qebekulu. What did you do in the voice? Kundai Chirawanyika. Sibulele Bomi Dalinyebo. Nokolo Desai Dube. Wotando Fonani. Stembile Gayeni. Lulibo Halom. Just wait 1 second. Koketso Dimpohlongwane. Siyasamkela Jaja. Okay. Beyonce Tanyaradzwa Jani. Vumbai Chiedza Kumonjomo Mugabe. Tatenda Angeline Condororo. Komohlelo Mampong Ketsi. How are you? Just that. Mpokopeli. Luyanda Zamakoza Stembile Koza. Luiso Nkululeko Kumalo. Asanda Bongamusa Kubeka. Nompumalelo Masejo Lebese. Kunaye Ledusu. Abiso. Abiso Mabala. Yulisa Mahambana. How are you? Good, thanks. Christopher Ross Matthews. Fano Ashley Molutsi. Munashe Mary Mongwadzi. How are you? Good, thank you. Alicia Wangeshi Motuto. Chumani. Chumani. Thumani Indata. How are you? Very proud. Siyabonga and Zuse with distinction. Bisa Ngongwane. Tashinga Sean Njisera. Daniel Mutume Enyanzi. How are you? Good, thank you. James Jr. Okoku. How are you? Emil Westhuizen. Atupele Piri. Yes. Atupele Piri. How are you? Atupele Koku. Tukelo Poku. Igumile Pule. Vuyelwa Evumile Pulu. Hello, how are you? I know that I know how to say. Isetu Sanda Seloba. Machuori Sechopa. How are you? Shingani. Vunani Lloyd Shingange. Yeah, that one I know. Inyiko Abundance Shitlevani. Bongili Sigonyela. That's fine, I'm looking. Sineke. Nompelo Alda Sineke. Taisi. Ivan Karabo Taisi. Mojabeng Charlotte Tamai. Mlengi Tibani. Mlengi Tabani. How are you? Good, thanks. Gareth, Keith, Twima, Sweat.
Twina Masiko.
Gareth Keith Twinamasiko. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good, thank you. Lutando Luto Simekele Vena. Pronounce for me. Zintle Taimpi. Pronounce for me. You want me to leave the middle out? Ayawangiwe Kuma.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Science on the following candidates. Ansi Alberts. Jubai Hussain Baha. Anthony Keith Baker with distinction in computer science. Tatu Emmanuel Baloy. Muleleki Base. Nadia Bellefeld. Lerato Chantal Bouquet. Zenande Mishle Burta. Lukahiso Brukwe. Batseba Destiny Chaba. Blessing Chatata. Pravana Chuninal with distinctions in biochemistry and microbiology. Jonathan Zachariah Corbett. Kanya Cordelia Dapo. Klumelo Deniso with distinction in microbiology. Anna Zintle Dlamini with distinctions in biochemistry and microbiology. Sitemba Dlamini. Siavuya Sinitemba Matonzi. Notando Dubazane with distinction in biochemistry. Sibabawe Sinavuyo Diwili with distinction in biochemistry. Melody Sakai Faku. Ruth Ann Fick. Cindy LaShawn Foree. Ogiyonke Gamanda. Niyaksha Gaines Saju. Sukanya Gatso with distinction in biochemistry. Awuzwa Gazi. Sahumzi Gladile.
Please can we say Rosie? Because it's Rosie. Rosie.
Rosie May Goodwin. Clarissa Govender. Daniela Govender. Hello. Matthew Tate Griesel. Hudan Muhammad Guled. Nosisipile Ilishle Gumbi with distinction in microbiology. Nomondi Vanessa Jeza. Younger Jonas. Hannah Lucille Wilshire Jones with distinctions in environmental science and geography. Nolutando Bokomoso Kalmash with distinction in information system. Shedza Gangale. Nkateko Praise Koza. Sipumolela Lia Koza. Joy Guguletu Kumalo. Loyiso Samkelo Kumalo. Andile Sibashe Kuzwayo. Emma Jane Koch with distinctions in applied mathematics and physics. Mbali Kumalo. Andisiwe Kweta. Linda Langa with distinction in computer science. Korepetsi Joel Lesesa. Asisipo Lukwe with distinction in microbiology. Lekona Mabadla. Amashe Luanda Mabaso. Malibo Mabilu, Anita Mishle Madikane, Chulumanko Madondonke, Sindile Angel Madonsela, Alani Zina Malangi, Aganathi Majingolo, Sandiswa Mapaza, Ngoyako Mapongole, Madzanga Vugale Wamashudu Marangeni, Bocello Alicia Masibilanga, sorry. Letabo Mohube Matabane, Rumbidzai Charmaine Matanga, Nobushle Matabula, Malasela Letabo Matlo with distinction in information systems. Kwanele Simpiwe Matula with distinction in chemistry. Mapaladi Aprecia Matunjwa with distinction in environmental science. Nanshlanshla Ziwe Matthews. Ntabizeng Samoshani Audrey Matuludi. Kwaka Matieni. Zandi Zimo Mazingizi Giza. Owami Siabonga Mbamali. Mabasa Zimi Mbiko. Sibulele Imbuzi. Christopher Ian McCune. Olotando Gunka. Christopher Bernard Miller. Sibonisile Malambo. Akulile Imlombile. Sharon Nungula. Abochepo Precious Maloya. Katlejo Achanti Moketla. Kiratile Molatelo Michelle Molo Antoya. Anam Mona. Kaiser Soli Morapani. Mamashabe Mutsatiwa. Nenakazi Pako with distinctions in biochemistry and microbiology. Nanani Mapela. Imishle Mkadura. Zandile Ntabizeng Matetwa. Kudzaisha Wellington Mubayiwa. Sandra Fila Mudaka. Betty Tandaradzwa Mudumbu. Juliet Musiwayo.
Very phonetic. Chimwemwe Mwansa. Chimwemwe Mwansa. You got this.
Chimwemwe Mwanza with distinction in information systems. Aseko Ace Nzimbe with distinctions in biochemistry and microbiology. Priyasha Naika with distinction in ichthyology. Offense Kukadetsi Indala with distinctions in applied mathematics and mathematics. Atandile Nkosi Sipele Notando Ndlovu. Sesetu Indoniso. Praise Ndlovu. Kwiniso Siposishle Ndlovu with distinction in chemistry. Asimashle Loli Inzima. Janina Poziza Nduzu. Catherine Joy Nell. Kamogelo Louisa Kangane with distinction in applied mathematics and mathematical statistics. Siposishle Kumkana. Hello. Inyiko Ashanti Gobeni with distinction in applied mathematics. Kedibone Kolobe Ngope. Samukeliswe Ingubani. Naledi Ingwane. Anisipo Konkombe. Henrietta Fatima Nkosi with distinctions in entomology and microbiology and zoology. Apelele Kuniti. Yolisa Anita Kobo. Sipe Intengento with distinctions in biochemistry and microbiology. Sivuyisiwe Kwako Anisisa Nitika. Hanti Nsukumbini. Impo Tiniko Lulama Nyambi. Annette Washington Nyirenda with distinction in information systems. Carla Urdendahl with distinctions in botany and microbiology. Anga Zuko Peter. Muano Adonia Pasha. Longezo Fatu. Warwick Andrew Rademeyer. Rotang Ralph Ralafazo. Frog Screwman with distinctions in botany and zoology. Alicia Robin Shula Shiviniche with distinction in zoology. Neo Blessing Sijuana. Sipumalela Pamela Shedsi. Leseko Michelle Shora with distinction in psychology. Angela Anele Sibanda. Siabonga Brandon Sibanda. Lenati Sidloyi. Vukudo Singo. Mikobo Satoli with distinction in human kinetics and ergonomics. Mumvayiso Siyangapai. Portia Sinavuyo Solomon. Tosca Stoloff. Tegan Andrea Sullivan. Just wait. Letemba Indepinkosi Tanga. Fulefelo Pumudzo Zivuya Tikatali. Lebohang Topejane. James Douglas Thompson with distinction in philosophy. Lele Tutom. Kanya Tonisi. Owami Shabalala. Julie Weber with distinctions in biochemistry and microbiology. Abigail Chloe Margaret White with distinctions in biochemistry and microbiology. Aliswa Sabanisa. Humla Mabaneshle Gako. Sipasiwe Kahalibile. Andisiwa Nodumo Zondi. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Science Information Systems on the following candidates. Liema Leteta Kema. Munashe Christopher Madziwanika with distinctions in computer science and information systems. Theodore Sepo Masi with distinction in information systems. Kyle Temboletu Nkomo with distinction in information systems.
My last name is pronounced Nsia.
Nitsia. Karabo Nsia with distinction in information systems. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honors on the following candidates. Jessica Matilda Ackerman in Joint Computer Science Mathematics with distinction. Julian Lawrence Balcom in Biotechnology with distinction. Tristan Roy Banfield in Ichthyology and Fishery Science. Joshua Michael Clegg in Ichthyology and Fishery Science with distinction. Gabriella Cowley in Biotechnology. Duma Dana in Entomology. Inga Victoria Chelsea DeVette in Biotechnology with distinction. Vutlari Diwalo in Botany. Abigail Eddy in Zoology with distinction. Kyle Andre Flanagan in geology with distinction. Ryan Sidney Flanagan in geology with distinction. Luando Gaza in information systems with distinction. Indepile Guinea in entomology. Vashish Navan Lomesh Goreba in zoology. Mia Shai Antoinette Hutting in zoology with distinction. Kirsten Celine Hendricks in ichthyology and fishery science with distinction. Ashley Isabel Hepburn in zoology. Inganati Felix Hitter in applied mathematics. Rebecca Catherine Crystal Hufke in computer science with distinction. Caitlin Anastasia Ingram in biochemistry with distinction. Reese Davis Javon in ichthyology and fishery science with distinction. Shadra Jagu in human kinetics and ergonomics. Siolise Siabulela Kave in organizational psychology. Alia Khan in biochemistry with distinction. Regan Noel Kirk in ichthyology and fishery science. Jean-Marie Langer in human kinetics and ergonomics with distinction. Cicelo Lisa in biotechnology. Bongani Katleho Magabane in applied mathematics. Lishe Magwashe in Information Systems. Sakumzi Maholo in Chemistry. Georgia Ann Main in Zoology with distinction. Sipiso Ingrid Maleka in Human Kinetics and Ergonomics. Sipusetu Nicholas Malinga in Applied Mathematics with distinction. Nolutando Sitabile Maluka in Biochemistry. Owetu Musabuenkosi Marks in Chemistry with distinction. Ayanda Colin Maseko in Chemistry with distinction. Pumza Matadzima in Chemistry with distinction. Kudzai Rejoice Mawere in Biochemistry. Bape Mayapi in Biotechnology. Saviwe Makono in Environmental Science. Silindile Milindazwe in Information Systems. Mbali Mashladzi Liesel Mugashwa in Geography. Malodi Bridget Moholoa in Environmental Science. Cheryl Chantal Mukuna in Biochemistry with distinction. Amachalang Impela in Computer Science. Omshle Misselini in human kinetics and ergonomics. Sandisile Bongimpilo Ntembu in biotechnology. Muhuri Harmony Ntombini in chemistry. Rameska Muhammad in zoology. Makomborero Muriwa in computer science with distinction. Nelisa Mayoyo in biotechnology with distinction. Sivato Caroline Kapai in botany. Menishle Ndumo in human kinetics and ergonomics with distinction. Lishle Princess Nkobo in environmental science. Ntokozo Wandile Nkobo in environmental science. Akona Ngubani in biotechnology. Buyani Kwazi Ngubani in chemistry. Liam Matthew Nisbet in chemistry with distinction. Hello. Malibo Mata Nokele in environmental science. Zenande Ndula in information systems with distinction. Abanati Claire Ingwiniso in biochemistry. Vuyo Theodore Ntamo in information systems. Buko Ntombela in zoology with distinction. Nazreen Peterson in botany. Durian Pillay in botany with distinction. Simakele Pozwa in biochemistry.
Now. Latita Ovayo.
Latita Ovayo Kuvele in microbiology with distinction. Yes. Kamohelo Raboroko in biochemistry. Akim. Akim Adam Rajab in geology. Andrew McKinnon Rathbone in geography. Teresa Rotenbach in computer science with distinction. Jack Roberts in computer science. Yuoka Renyowa in information systems with distinction. Sandisa Sonia Sandi in information systems with distinction. Jodie Helen Shaw in ichthyology and fishery science. Sahil Singh in computer science with distinction. Vutomi Sombani in mathematics. Hermie Spannenberg in ichthyology and fishery science. Nicholas Lloyd Shavinsky in mathematical statistics with distinction. The Teboho Modipadi Taba in economics with distinction. Anna Teresa Timmermans in computer science with distinction. Insika Chumisa Chopo in chemistry with distinction. Shante van der Merwe in zoology. Kyla Wade in entomology with distinction. Robin Margaret Audrey Watson in marine biology. Zonwambise Sotimba in geography. Busisiwe Samkeli Siwe Zulu in chemistry.
Mr. Chancellor, it is my honor to request you to confer the degree Master of Law on the following candidates. Siyabonga Mishak Malaza with distinction.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Master of Science on the following candidates. Buko Charles in geology with distinction. Indepiwe Bradley Monet Dingile in mathematics. Kangalani Dlamini in environmental science. Abigail Gillian Duplessis in human kinetics and ergonomics with distinction. Tembeleshe Dube in ichthyology. Got to take a picture of it. Georgina Bianca Fiorentinos in applied mathematics with distinction. Benita Manila in chemistry with distinction. Jackie Mukawana in entomology with distinction. Sinayolo Muskona Ntanjana in mathematical statistics. Tess Catherine Parker in environmental science with distinction. Emma Jane Stirk in entomology with distinction. Ayandisa Zongo in entomology. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on the following candidate. Dina Lorraine Mukari in ichthyology. Flathead mullet is an ecologically and economically important fishery species, yet their movements in African estuaries are poorly understood. Using acoustic telemetry, thermal tolerance experiments, and otolith or earstone microchemistry, this study assessed movements of this species in the Kawi estuary and adjacent marine environment linked to changes in temperature. Not only was this the first time these methods were used in conjunction for this species, but these results improve our understanding of their movement ecology in a changing climate, knowledge essential for adaptive fisheries and estuarine management under climate change. Congratulations.
floor, ma'am.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you Professor Marceline Amtekeng for the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Research Award. The Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Research Award recognizes a young staff member of Rhodes University who demonstrates exceptional achievement and promise in research relative to their peers. Today, I am honored to present Professor Marceline Amtekeng, a leading scholar in applied mathematics and artificial intelligence, whose work is advancing how machine learning and data science are applied to complex real-world systems, and whose contributions reflect both intellectual rigor and societal relevance. Professor Amtekeng obtained his PhD from Rhodes University in April 2017, specializing in big data, statistical signal processing, and computational science. Since joining the university as a staff member in December 2018, he has progressed steadily through the academic ranks and is now an associate professor. His research profile is both prolific and widely recognized. He has authored more than 40 peer-reviewed journal articles in leading international journals with an impact factor ranging between 2.4 and 28, as well as 21 peer-published conference and book chapters. His work has so far attracted over 2,000 citations globally, reflecting sustained engagement and influence within the international research community. His work is characterized by a clear and coherent research contribution, the integration of machine learning techniques with signal processing to extract insight from complex, high-dimensional data. This work has applications across sectors, including healthcare, agriculture, environmental monitoring, and telecommunications. One of the references for the nomination observed that, beyond scholarly productivity, Professor Amtekeng's work is transformative. His algorithms for radio interferometry data compression have been adopted in international software frameworks and are used worldwide by facilities such as Meerkat and in preparations for the Square Kilometre Array. His growing international standing is reflected in collaborations and research engagements across Africa, Europe, and Australia, as well as his involvement in organizing and chairing international conferences in artificial intelligence and emerging technologies. Importantly, Professor Amtekeng's work is not only globally engaged, but also contributes to strengthening research capacity on the African continent through collaboration, teaching, and postgraduate supervision. A previous student of his notes that his ability to guide projects that are both scientifically rigorous and socioeconomically relevant distinguishes him as a mentor and a research leader. His progress has been recognized through a number of significant achievements, including a rating from the National Research Foundation, participation in the DHET Future Professors Program, and the Mathematical Sciences Early Career Fellowship. He is also part of the Center for Radio Astronomy Techniques and Technologies at Rhodes University, one of our flagship research entities. Professor Amtekeng has demonstrated a strong commitment to postgraduate supervision and development of emerging scholars. His students have graduated successfully, many with distinction, and they are now contributing to the field in their own right. His academic citizenship is further reflected in his roles as editor, reviewer, external examiner, and moderator for institutions and journals nationally and internationally. At a time when data and computational methods are increasingly central to scientific and societal advancement, Professor Atem Keng's work makes an important contribution in this evolving landscape. Mr. Chancellor, it is with great delight that I request you to confer upon Professor Marceline Atem Keng the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Research Award for the year 2025.
I also confer degrees on those candidates named in the program who are in absentia. May we rise for the singing of the national anthem. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I dissolve this congregation of Rhodes University. Thank you.
Nos habebitur academia, vivat professores, vivat membrum quaelibet, vivat membra quaelibet, semper sit in flore, semper sit in flore. Vivat academia, vivat professores, vivat academia, vivat professores, vivat membrum quaelibet, vivat membra quaelibet, semper sit in flore, semper sit in flore.
Foila. Ay, don't Foila. Foila. Ngeke sangifundisa ngazi mina kuyifoila.
Send me when no get it done. Now I dey fly. Praise don't on my maybe to most high. Every loss he turn to win. I know big count, where do I begin? Testimonies multiply, no calculator. Enemies watch, no God greater. Back then things, no I free blessings. Blending means mine, no are they love. Blessings plenty, no photograph. It's not my power, mine. Now Jesus carry me through the night.
He did it again, oh glory rise, every door I knock he multiplies. He did it again, I testify, from zero to grace I get.
Oh, yes. It's crazy outside. Just outside. Where am I now? Oh, this is you. It's not me. It's Valentine. Yes, well, we don't go over there. I know, but they said I should. Swap. Here. One thing is long there. Swap. So they can look for her. Okay. Swap her phone. Okay. There you go. What should I do? Huh? What should I do? I swap with her. No. Tell her to reverse the thingy. What? The gimbal and put that instead for the sound. And then what are we getting? Nothing. I don't know. It's gonna be really hard to do. And I'm not sure if it's the best. Have you seen this medal? Can you wait here? Because the CCTV is gonna come as well inside. Huh? But what? That's the thing. Because yesterday we used laptop. We used the laptop.
So, I still goes on the last time.
They're going to lie.
Why are they keeping it on me? Just maybe go find a graduate somewhere. Let's go that side. Okay. Okay. Aboleza. Aufulus Meza.
So what do you want us to do right now? Look for someone to interview. Someone to interview? Yes. Okay, so. Maybe see. I guess you. Where are you?
This is a live stream, by the way.
Oh my God. Okay, because I am like yesterday outside for the light. Oh, yeah.
Just say name or something. Thank you, congrats, man. Me. Oh, this is just free. Okay. Ooh.
So just a name, and what do you graduate? Fix the hood. Hi, how are you? Will you please tell us your name and your surname? What are you graduating on today?
Name, surname, what I'm graduating on. Should I tell you when I'm ready? That's what I'm saying. Oh my god. So hi guys, my name is Nokolo Dube. I was graduating with the Bachelor of Laws, LLB.
And how does it feel?
Oh my gosh, I feel so nice. I feel so happy.
And your support system, I'm sure it played a huge role.
Yes.
Who do you have to thank?
Mom, my sister, everyone, friends, everything, everyone who was there.
In one word, how was your day?
Huh?
In one word, how was your day?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Thank you. Sisi hapa kala kula pizza. Andiva sisi? Yo, Andiva.
Come here. One more.
They said you rather have the thing or you should switch the gimbal this side and put this here so that the sound quality is better.
Hey?
Smaga switch, she's on me now. That's the thing.
Okay. How can you do that? Where are we going?
No. Since she's singing this,
We're gonna talk gay. You can
Okay.
that cost for
Do you want to go outside?
Guys, do you have a thingy? She's saying, please find it.
Is the sound? I think the sound is okay on our phone. Okay. Where can I?
just interview somebody that's just interview someone big.
All right.
Will you do it?
Sure. Let's go ask her.
Hello. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thanks. Can we quickly interview you? Just two questions on how you feel.
Okay. Where can I find her?
Two questions, nothing deep. Since we found someone, please stand here. Please stand here. Okay. Please tell me what your name is and what you graduated in.
My name is Matthews, and I graduated with a BSc in Computer Science and Information Systems.
And how does it feel?
It feels amazing. Feels great.
I'm sure you had a lot of support system. Who do you have to thank?
I have to thank my mom. She genuinely brought me into this, and I couldn't have done it without her.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
It was amazing.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go.
I'm courageous. What do you guys think?
Congratulations. 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 Hi. Firstly, congratulations. I'm doing interviews for the live stream. Do you want to tell us how you guys feel?
I don't know.
Stand here, please. Stand here, please.
How do you feel? I don't know. I'm grateful that. That's it. But I'm not happy. Hey.
What are you guys graduating as?
Bachelor of Science, Computer Science and Information Systems.
Okay. Yes, ladies and STEM. Love to see it. Love to see it. So, what is the plan afterwards? Is
We're
it
actually doing our honors now. So
okay?
we're running to go to the labs so we can.
Okay, another degree is coming. Another degree loading.
Next year.
Okay, I love this for you guys. Congratulations. Have fun.
Oh, yes. We just together.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
May you please tell us your name and surname and what you're graduating on today?
Hi, my name is Oami Shabalala, and today I was graduating with a Bachelor of Sciences in Zoology and Microbiology.
Okay, and if you were to tell us, like, in your journey, who do you have to thank?
I'd like to thank myself, first of all. I ate down. And I'd like to thank my family and definitely the people in my department, my friends. I'm very grateful for all of those people. And my mentors, like the people in my department, my lecturers, love them down. Especially women in STEM, black women in STEM.
Thank you so much. And then in one word, how was your day?
Exciting, very overwhelming, but exciting. I couldn't sleep. I've been awake since 4 a.m.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So what are we doing now?